Evening. Welcome to the live chat. Hope everyone is doing okay tonight. So far, we just have Dawn and Pam in the room. Hey guys, how are you? Hope your world is good today. I've had a fairly pleasant day. I left my daughter's house and drove home. Um, just putting things away and straightening around. Got to visit with my son a little bit while he was on his lunch break. And then started doing some more research on places to camp this winter in Florida. That's really very time consuming because there actually are a lot of places. Just have to find suitable ones for Kevin and Don's rig as well as mine. So when you're looking at dispersed camping sites, you kind of have to be a little bit picky. Make sure that everybody can get in there. Okay, we'll see them in a minute. Kevin and Don are camping with Brian and Donna. What town are you guys in? Dawn, I forgot. Hi, Donnie. Glad you made it. I know they're in Tennessee, but I forgot the name of the town that they're nearby. So, just a lot of things on my mind, and I don't remember details like that. Hi, Kevin. Glad you're here. Heard you're having another rough day. I'm so sorry. Wish I was there. I don't know what I could do, but I'm not sure. Jefferson City, Tennessee. Very cool. Very cool. Next to Knoxville. Okay. Hey, Daryl. How are you? Sounds like you're doing good. Glad you're here tonight. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And there's Carlin Ken. Hey guys, nice to see you. Doing a blanket hello for everybody. That's kind of the best way to do it, I think. I just want to thank everyone for all the birthday wishes. It was really tremendous this year, and I really felt the love. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So, I already have our first campsite picked out. Hi, Summer. How are you? Um, for when Kevin and Dawn and I finally get to meet back up. So I'm very excited about that. Got the email with the confirmation on the reservations, and it's a free campground, but it's a Northwest Florida Water Management District campground, and you have to reserve. And that's really kind of a good thing because then they know who's there, and if there's a problem then they know who to blame. So I'm really kind of glad that that's happening. Some days here change to English. No habla. That's funny. Donnie's doing his blanket hello. Yep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really had a great birthday. It was so nice to be able to spend my birthday with my family and have them all together for a change. It's really tremendous. Those of you that know me know that it's not always been that way for me. And it's just great when I can have my family all together in one room. The only one that didn't get to come was Richie. He's in Gainesville, University of Florida. Go Gators! Yay! And he's in the band. So he marches in the Gator Marching Band. So, and he had a game the night before. So he's worn out, has a busy class schedule, lots of rehearsals and practices for the band. So he wasn't able to make it. But at least I got to FaceTime with him. So I got to see all of my grandkids and all of my kids on my birthday. So that was fantastic. ¿Cómo está? Everybody's speaking Spanish. Pop in and say, yes, you're on your cruise. I've watched a couple of your videos already. Okay. You guys have fun. I know you're enjoying your cruise. Hi, Zeb. Nice to have you here tonight. Glad you could make it. Where are you at, Zeb? What's going on in your world? Lake Lincoln, Indiana. I think I stayed there. Lake Lincoln, or maybe it was in Illinois right before I got into Indiana. There was a Lincoln Lake campground that I stayed at in Santa Claus, Indiana. No, it wasn't there. So there you go. Go Vols. Okay, you all root for your teams. I'm sure they're enjoying it. Thank you, Don. It really was great. Yeah. Oh, you're in Anaheim? My goodness, Zeb. How is it there in Anaheim? Hello, everyone following the Yellow Brick Road. That's my son, Christian. So I've been to Anaheim when I went to Disneyland 100 years ago, but I haven't been back there since. How are things in Anaheim? Hi, guys. How are you? Nice of you to pop in this evening. We're just chit-chatting. Where are you guys at? Are you still at your home? Go to Bears. I haven't heard that in a long time. Good. Oh, 87. That's nice. It got up to 90 degrees here today. Kind of thought we were out of that 90-degree weather, but you know, it's and it's not even October. We usually have an Indian summer in October, so you know it'll cool off, and then we'll have a few days in October where it gets really hot again, and then it'll cool back down. But today we were hot again and humid, but we see like low 80-degree temperatures coming in the next week or two, so it'll be nice. Go football, not really. Just go away. Yeah, I'm not a football fan either, Don. I think you know that. But you know, my husband used to watch it. You're in South Georgia. Okay. We're at in South Georgia. I love camping in Georgia. They have some really great Corps of Engineer parks and state parks there in Georgia. I've been to many. Excuse me. No trees here to block the panels. That's really great. Good, Henry. I'm glad it's working for you. Thank you, Kevin, for that reminder. Yeah. Football. Yeah, that's really great. I'm glad your solar's working. And the trees again. My roof's a mess. Yeah, poor Don and Kevin are having trouble with a leak in the roof. And what is this, a second or third attempt, Kevin, to try to get it fixed? Hey, Roy and Becky. Nice of you to come in. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And they're down in Arizona. Been there. Well, Roy has all summer, I think. And Becky was in Indiana for a while, but back down in Arizona now. I was on their live earlier today, just chit-chatting away. Oh my gosh, 49. Yeah, that's kind of chilly. Is that early morning temperature? It's not going to be like that all day, I'm sure. Yeah. He's had a trial with that roof. 45 tonight in Detroit. Yeah, as long as it doesn't get down past the 40s, it's actually really good sleeping weather. So I'm kind of really hoping for some cooler weather soon. Of course, having been in Florida all summer long, I'm ready for it. you know, everybody else is probably in nicer places than I am where it hasn't been that hot, but it's been really hot here just before sunrise. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't think it's going to be that cold that early all day long. So, but yeah, looking forward to temperatures like that. And Tennessee is just so beautiful in the fall. Are you guys seeing any color changes where you're at? It's maybe a little bit early for color change, but I love fall. I love to see the leaves turn. Every time we come to Arizona, we can't never leave. Good thing you love it. Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you do love it. Hopefully the wind won't be as bad this year. That was just such a horrible windy winter last year. Ooh, long sleeves for sure. Yes, absolutely. With temperatures like that, you need some long sleeves. I was actually starting to look for some new flannel shirts for the winter this year, but I haven't seen any out yet. So maybe it's just a little bit early in Florida. Hi, Jennifer. How are you tonight? Good to have you here. What's going on? Where are you at? Are you camping? You're probably at home because of school. Throwing in the towel. Put a message into RV Armor for a quote. Wow. Where can you get that done at? Is there a specific place? I'm sure you'd have to go to wherever they are. Do you have information about where it can be done at? No color change yet. Yeah, it's a little early. Oh, really? That's interesting. Well, Flagstaff's higher elevation too, though, so makes sense. Makes sense. I'm sure it's probably pretty. This time of year, Flagstaff would be very nice. During the day, some red leaves, but not a lot. Yeah, I love the red leaves and the really deep orange ones. Those are my favorites. There's Darren Dawn. Hey guys, nice to see you. Nice and cool in Texas. 100-degree hot, wet blanket wind not blowing through your hair. Yes, really. But it's a dry heat. Oh, yes, it's a dry heat. Not. Okay. If you don't ever want to shovel snow, this is it. Yeah. I don't miss shoveling snow at all. That's why, you know, when my husband had an opportunity to work in Florida and us moved down here, I was like, let's go. Because, you know, back in Missouri, they get a lot of snow in the wintertime. Oh, Kevin, that's great. How nice is that? I'm glad to hear that. That'll make life a lot simpler for you. Repeating the blanket hello. It's so hot in Texas right now. 99 here for a few days. Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry, Jennifer. That's horrible. Very horrible. Oh, yes. I think we're heading to the queue in 11 days, maybe 12. Wow, you're going to go down that early. It's going to be hot in the queue. Might want to stay where you are a while longer. Fingers crossed, Kevin. Yes, I'm sure. Oh, how lovely. Mid-70s. Yay. That's what we all want, right? Following 70. Roy Becky's saying hi to Donna Bear. Won't be on next week, traveling back to Florida. Okay, all right. Well, we should meet up, you know, before January sometime. Send me an email if you guys would like to do that, because you know I'm not strapped down to anything right now. I could drive and meet you somewhere if you'd like to meet up. We can, you know, maybe have dinner together or spend the day together or whatever. Just let me know. Let me put my email in. But it'd be great to, I'll see you guys in January, but still, it'd be great to meet you. I would love to do that. I need some diversion while I'm sitting here in limbo waiting. Anyway, what can I say? Okay, good. Oh my gosh, you have to hunt your hoodie down? Hello. Yes, you are a new friend here. I haven't seen you before. Um, but can I get I don't do this kind of thing. So if somebody would take that troll out, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. The ones over here are the bouquet that my daughter got me for my birthday. And these over here were actually it's an artificial bouquet that I saved from my father's funeral. But I like it, and it goes in my room really well, and it's just a memory. So I keep them back there. My oldest daughter also got me a bouquet of flowers, and I was up there the last 2 or 3 days, was going to bring them back home with me, and totally went off and forgot them. So she still has my beautiful flowers. So heading to Texas. Wow. That's crazy. Y'all are heading to Texas. Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm doing fine today. Just as long as you're here to enjoy my channel and not post anything erratic. I love having new people. So welcome. I did have a fun birthday. I really did. We had a great time just visiting and eating. They barbecued and we had a great meal. We played a game or two and just had a really great night together. Hi, Kate. Just made it home. I'm so glad you came in. Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate that very much. Kate saying hi to everybody. She's trying to catch up. So where do you work at, Kate? What do you do? I don't know that I've ever asked you that. Oh, his hip. I have temporary anti-inflammatory pills. Okay, good. We'll need to figure out what we're going to do. I'm so sorry to hear that. I thought maybe he was back on the mend again. Yeah, it's sad news. Blanket hello. Good job. So, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I'm having to look at in regard to trying to find camping spots in Florida. Let's see. Hang on just a minute. I should have put an overlay in here. Choose files. WMA. Hang on just a second, guys. On my iPad. No. I may not be able to pull it up real quickly. So basically, I'll just tell you that in the water management districts, they have a rule that you can camp for 14 days in a 30-day period, only for 14 days. And you can't have, you can't have a back-to-back reservation in a water management area in any of them. And there's like 5 water management areas within the state of Florida. So we're going to have to be going from water management areas to national forest campgrounds. And then back to water management. So it's just, it's going to be doable, but it's going to take some work and some research. So we'll see. No work. Retired. Oh, cool. Okay. That says it's his knee. Interesting. Yeah. Very sorry to hear that. Turmeric paste. You can make it. Yeah, it is good for anti-inflammatory for not only dogs, but for humans as well. Yes, praying for him. Absolutely. I'm not a Thousand Trails member. Um, it's just far too much money than I want to spend on doing anything like that. And I'm just really trying to stay in free campsites as much as possible. But there may come a point where we might have to book. There are some Corps of Engineer parks here in Florida. And there's some state parks that aren't horribly expensive. So, we may have to, on occasion, pay for a campsite, but I don't think it's going to be, for any length of time. We may have, like, because you've got 14 days here and 14 days in the forest, but that still leaves you 2 to 3 days a month where you're really not supposed to go back on those lands. So we may have to, stay 4 or 5 days in a campground and pay for camping for that period. Yeah, that's typical, Kevin. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that either. It's been coming on him for a while now, so it's not news. But anyway, so Roy and Becky, let me ask you, how do you guys like your Thousand Trails membership? I know there's all kinds of debate all over about Thousand Trails. Have you had good luck with it? Do you use it often? Did you buy it yourself, or did you purchase one that someone else had already purchased? Just interested in how that works. We passed and got some pills to give him as needed. Yeah, I don't blame you. I would too. There's no sense in paying $250 for an X-ray for him to say, yeah, it's arthritis. He already probably told you, I think it's arthritis in his knee. So, just treat it. Just, don't put yourselves through the expense for something that is already wrong. So, we love our animals, but, there's such a thing of just wasting money. And unfortunately, I've had a vet do that, try to do that with me as well. So it's just not a good thing. But anyway. There's 1,000 Trails and plan to stay in Florida this winter with them. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, when we get together, we can talk about that a little bit more because I've never really known anyone, personally that I could sit and talk to about it. I mean, I know Roy and Becky, but it's not ever a topic that came up while I was around them. So I would like to know more. We only had the basic plan, and it's only used when we head back east. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm sure it's very beneficial to sorry, my daughter's pulling in the driveway, so the dogs are barking. I'm sure it's very beneficial here in the east. You bought a used plan. See, that's good. I think if I was gonna do it, that's how I would want to do it. How did you find a used plan, though? That's another question that I have about it because I just don't know. RPI and Coast to Coast, some of the locals are Thousand Trail Parks. Okay. So I guess, maybe some research as to which one's the least expensive that gives you good benefits. You hear them? We have Ziggy, Dee Dee, and Ruby is out there barking too. That's Christian's Chihuahua. She barks at everything. Um, and Ziggy and Dee Dee have loved, me opening up the office again, because I have a big, I have a big window here. I'll turn around and show you. So this is my big front window. This is the supposedly the formal living room of the house. But it comes down almost all the way down to the floor. It's about 6 or 8 inches from the floor. So, they can come in here and put their nose in, and, if the curtains are closed, and get their nose in there so they can see outside. They love it. Okay. So yeah, that's, yeah. That's a good way if you know somebody that has one. But I'm just wondering how, if you don't know anybody that has one that wants to get out of it, how you would do it to find a used plan. $600 a year. Wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, yours is that much too. I don't know. I'm a cheapskate, I guess. I'll have to think about this. Trails. We have 3 weeks park to park. We lived out here free for a year coming up next month. But we bought our shoes before the world went crazy and only paid $2,800 for a used one. For $2,800 initial cost, and then do you have like a yearly maintenance fee or something you pay? Yes, perfect window. Yes, they love it. 3-week stay, 120-day booking window. Okay. That's good. So you can book out for 120 days. Oh, okay. That's interesting to know about. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that. And I think probably the basic plan for me living in Florida would probably be the best anyway, if I was going to do it. Because, it's just, I don't know how much of the East, the basic plan would include for me, but probably quite a bit. Yes, they could. The 600 is the fee. Okay. So that's, well, I mean, really, when you think about it, that's only $200 a month. If you used it every month, or even, 2 months out of the winter, that would be only $300 a month, which is actually kind of, cheap rent, so to speak. So I guess when you think about it, it may not be quite so bad. So maybe I just need to think a little more. Ours is a 2-week stay. Okay. So the plans vary, sounds like. Better off just getting in the zone. Okay, don't know how that works, but we'll talk about that when we're all together. Like I said, I'm sorry. I'm just very unfamiliar with how the whole thing works. I mean, it sounds great, but is it 280 to buy the plan and then an additional 600 a year fee? That's what it sounds like, Daryl. Death by 1,000 cuts. Hey, Mobile Tech, how are you tonight? Evidently, your sense of humor is intact. Saying hi to everybody. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Are you putting out a video? I'd love to see that. Switch from propane to natural gas. Not in that, not in the Shasta. Evidently in your house. Once you have a package, you can say 21 days and not have to leave the system and go park to park. That's interesting. 21 days. And so then how long do you have to be out? Is it like 7 days? I think I've seen something about that. But then they have like encore parks or something that you can go to an encore park and then back into Thousand Trails. Is that correct? Oh, Band-Aids and stitches. Oh, you had to go get stitches? My goodness, mobile tech. Sounds like you need a plumber. No video. Zeb saying hello. Yeah, 600 a year in your house. Yeah, I got that. As long as you still have all your fingers and toes. For sure. Just bruise and cut a lot. That's a lot of work. My goodness. You've been going like crazy. Cheaper than a cup of coffee a day. Yeah, exactly. So I guess in the long run, it could be worth it. You can go park to park. No layout. Oh, gosh. Nice. Yeah. It's not fun to get hurt like that. You need to be really careful, mobile tech. And they have different plans with different policies in them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all confusing to me. So with the basic plan, we have to leave after 14 days and stay out of the system for 14 days, like BLM. With the packages, it's 21 days, but you can move to the next one without having to leave the system. Okay, so that's only 21 days in a 30-day period. So then what? Then what happens? You have to find a place out of the system to camp, I guess. One is all about what it's like to get old. I'll call it not for sissies. That's very true. Getting old is not for sissies. You have to work to maintain any quality of life that we can keep for as long as we can keep it. I know I was talking to my son today, just being here at home, being stuck at home all this time, you know, and all I've been doing is cleaning stuff and downsizing, and I haven't been walking any as much as I used to. And my, you know, I've been going out to walk the dogs, and I find that my muscles are tensing as I'm walking, and I'm like, what in the world? What the heck's going on? And my lower back and my hips would start hurting. And I talked to my son, who's a massage therapist. If you're still on here, Christian, that's a plug for you. You know, and he's coming up with a plan for me of some an exercise program to help get me back in shape before I get back out on the road and can't do anything. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Not for sissies. And when it explains women to men. Well, good luck with that. I will call it, and you can't shoot them. That's hilarious. Hopefully they'll listen to you. Up until Texas, and then Thousand Trails all the way to Indiana. We don't need a package just yet. Okay, so there you go. So it works out for you guys then. That's good. Yeah, he's a funny guy, isn't he? Let's see, nothing. You got to another 1,000 trails if you want after your 21 days. Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely, Kate. Misinformation for sure. Park to park 3 weeks at a time. Okay. Oh, hilarious. And weather for free. Absolutely. But I like that plan best. That's just my favorite. I don't like to be stuck. I don't like to have any more rules than necessary. Um, and I love the BLM land. And we usually stay in some really great sites. So that's so funny, Daryl. Thank you. I needed a good laugh. Yes. So that's why, I'm trying really hard here in Florida just to figure out camping for free in Florida. The less rules, absolutely the better. You're so correct. Yes, you're on that plan now. Absolutely. Yes, keep that dang wind in Arizona. Keep it. You just keep it. I'm curious to see what this winter is going to be like there. But I'll be watching from far away. Don't need any stinking rules for sure. We don't. But the BLM rules aren't bad rules. They're common sense rules. And if everybody would adhere to common sense, that would make the world just so much better, wouldn't it? But I think it's a lost art anymore. There's not many of us around that know what common sense is. I could get on a rant about that, so I'm going to try not to do that. Oh, with a full membership, you never have to be out of the parks. We got lucky to find an old one for $2,800 back in 2019. Probably double that now, unfortunately. Yeah, probably. I probably waited too late to hop on the bandwagon. That's just my luck. Exploring on your own, absolutely. Meet new people and fun places. Absolutely. Yeah, too hot. Too hot there, huh, Jennifer? All right, guys. Well, you all have a good evening. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Absolutely. It's too hot there. It's still in the 90s. Is a superpower? I totally agree. Absolutely. 99 for the next few days. That's just horrible. Cooling down a little bit next week to the lower 90s. Wow. When do you guys start seeing really good weather there in Texas? And it's probably short-lived for you guys, I'm sure, as well. Too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter. Yeah, I think so. And do you get snow where you're at in the wintertime, Jennifer? Because that would be a no-go for me. Common sense is no longer common. Absolutely. And it's such a shame. Why can we not just have common sense and treat each other kindly and just live a normal lifestyle again? Today it's beautiful there. I've camped one spot overnight in Wells, Nevada when we were heading up towards Idaho. Sorry, not Utah, Idaho. And that's the only, other than crossing the desert when I drove into California, that's really the only time I've ever been in Nevada. Well, okay. My husband and I did go to Las Vegas for a business convention there. Yes, it is sad, but true. So that we're meant to cut 3 weeks. Then go to another 1,000 trails for 3 weeks. Oh, so 3 weeks at a time. Some people that live out here just jump back and forth between 2 parks over and over. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that explains a little better for me. Whoops. Into the desert in a couple weeks, may see 100 for a few days in court. It's like, and cold up here in Flagstaff. Oh, goodness. Well, I did see you guys wearing hoodies. So, yeah. I understand what you're saying. Too bad there's not like a middle ground between Flagstaff and Quartzsite where you could stop for a little while. Still, still have some warm weather, but not extremely hot. That would be great, wouldn't it? That freak winter snowstorm. Oh, well, it's always freakish when you're not used to getting it, and you do. I know when I lived in Tulsa with my first husband, they're not used to getting snow either, and so it was really weird. We were there for like 2 years, and we had one winter where we had a couple of different snowstorms, and their idea of snow removal is spraying salt water on the pavement. I've never in my life been anywhere where I've seen that done before or since. So I just didn't get it. And it's kind of like here in Florida. When it snowed here back in '89, the whole town just shut down. It was incredible. Bridges were all shut down, so you can't travel back and forth. And people don't know how to drive on snow here. So it's crazy. Yes. That's funny. That's very true. Bye. Are you going? Are you guys leaving? End of October, first part of November. Nice. Do mix it up. 1,000 trails with free or a Corps of Engineers in state parks. Yeah. Yeah. I love my Corps of Engineer parks. Those are just like a little slice of heaven. You can usually get electric and water. So it's kind of a break from boondocking. It's kind of nice to do that sort of thing every now and then, just to have a little bit of a luxury for a short period of time. And you just kind of catch your breath. Sometimes they have laundromats. Not usually, but they usually have really great shower rooms, so you can go and take a really, really long shower without filling up your gray tank. So it's really nice, but it's full. And didn't they shut part of that down, or did they open it back up? Yeah, Prescott would be nice. It's lovely there. Yeah. What about Sedona? They've cut down a lot of the camping there, and especially like on 525, they've cut down the number of sites. So there's like, you can only camp in designated sites back there now. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I have never heard of such a thing. Beet juice. That gets rid of the ice. What is it in a beet? I thought they were full of sugar. I don't understand that one at all. With your broom pan. Got about 10 inches of snow in South Texas. That's insane. Wow. So no snow shovel at your house, huh? Interstate 17. Interstate 17's not bad. We didn't have any issues with Interstate 17. There we go. Payson on the east side of 17 has forest land. That's nice. There you go, Kevin. Help him out there. Hi, Deb. How are you? Glad to see you here tonight. What's going on in your world? Tell me what's been up. Hey, Sue. That's okay. No worries. I did have a great birthday. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed spending time with my family. Okay, good job. Good job. I'll look forward to that. Yep, Sue made it in. Very sad but true. Everybody's saying hello. Hi, Mo. Close. So yeah, they messed Sedona up, I hear. Well, it's been a while back, but was it a year ago when they were closing down some of Sedona? They were also closing down part of the camping around Prescott, and but I think that they opened that back up, or at least most of it. I'm not really sure, but it's been a long time ago. Homeless people in old beat up trailers. Yes, unfortunately, that happens in a lot of different places if they're not really watching, and making sure that they're moving around. This last year when we was out in Idaho, I think in particular, I know the rangers were really, and we experienced it some in Montana as well, where they were, frequently going through and seeing who was there and how long they'd been there, and trying to prevent a lot of that. So it'd be nice if they do it for you. Right now, maybe after a year away, I might feel different. Yeah, we just kind of got blown away with the wind last winter. So we're kind of tired of it for now. I'm glad to hear that, Deb. But not down it in our rig. We came that way from Flagstaff, right, Daryl? We came down 17. And so there's like the Ramblers rig, um, Daryl and Kim's fifth wheel, Randy and Shelley's bus, Sandy and Doug's bus, my small little 20-foot trailer. And I don't remember any of us really having any trouble. Wow, you're getting ready to move? Where are you moving to? Saying hi to Desert Deb. Said you were going to be on. You never committed though. Houston does that salt water on the roads. Pre-freezing. Interesting. Well, this was like after the freeze, after the snow. They were, because I worked in a hospital on a night shift. And so, at 10 o'clock at night, I'm driving down the road and they're spraying salt water. It was crazy. You never do. Oh, it's the old beat up trailers. And they are moving them in permanently for free. Actually, one place that we camped in Idaho, Don and Kevin will remember this. There was like an old Airstream that this person was parking it there and restoring it. And it was parked there in free 14-day camping site. And that person was never there during that whole time. And then supposedly they take it out for a week and then bring it back. But I think it just stays there permanently. That's what I think. Yes, the wind. Yeah, we hated the wind last year. Leave when the guy across the street lost an argument with a water spigot. Oh my gosh. That's just insane. Yeah. Wind, dust, and grit. Yeah. Yes, he is a funny guy. Same town, Barstow. Okay. So you're not moving far away, just moving. 40 years old though. Oh, well, that might have something to do with it. Thankfully, mine are less than a year old now. Thank you, Kevin. That environment isn't very inviting, hot and brown. Southwest has its own beauty and snakes and creepy crawlers. Yeah, I don't mind the environment. I really don't. I enjoyed my time there in courtside in Yuma, but the wind just this last winter was horrible. It was to the point where you could hardly you couldn't have any outdoor life really on most days. You might get an hour or two each day where you could come outside and walk the dogs without being blown away or having dust all in your eyes. It was just not pleasant, and it just blew inside your trailer every time you opened your door, and it was just a mess. It was not anything that I enjoyed at all. So, but the first couple of years that we were there, I loved it. I absolutely loved being out there. I was really excited about it. Kept coming back until last winter. So, yes, that was in Ketchum. Absolutely. Hi, Tina. You're sick. I'm so sorry. Sorry you're sick. That was true. I believe it. I do believe it. I'm just sick of it for now. Yeah. Hopefully things will calm down. They'll have a good weather year, and hopefully we'll be there when it happens. Chatting in here to each other. That's what they do. Yeah, absolutely. You need to get rest and drink plenty of fluids and feel better. Where Hal Ketchum, the country singer, is from. I guess. Is he from there? We are sorry she's sick, for sure. Has a lot of beauty, but the wind is hot and is hard. To all the brown. Well, for 4 or 5 months out of the year, you just look at the brown, but then you're by the end of that camping season, when it's starting to get warmer and it's time to move, you're like, I'm ready to see some green grass and some trees. So it's short-lived. A nice place to winter when it's not so windy. That's the only thing that keeps me from wanting to go back this year. He did? He said it's over? Well, praise the Lord. It'll be something else. Becky is a Ketchum. We may have to visit there. It's a beautiful area. Very beautiful area. So everything's all better now. Good. To the doctor, they don't know what's going on with me. Oh, that's never good. I'm sorry to hear that, Tina. They'll probably do some testing to figure out what it is. Hopefully they can figure it out and treat you. Yes, 75 degrees. 75 would be great if you could make it and make it stick. That would be great. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we don't have to cut it. I was in Missouri for the spring this year, and I love the softer grass that you see in Missouri and Indiana and places like that. It's just, it reminds me of being a little kid walking barefoot in the grass, and you can't do that on this kind of grass here. Good for snowbirds trying to stay in warm climate. Yes, absolutely. That's why you see so many of us going out there in the wintertime. It's just, if you're full time, it's a good place to winter. Some of South Texas is another good place. And then, of course, Florida. So those are the main options for winter camping. Oh, sorry. Good point. Moving with temps. Absolutely. That's what we try to do. Doesn't always work that way. And when it starts getting hot, you just look for higher elevation and go up where it's a little cooler. Hey, Timmy Ray, how are you? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Glad you could come by. Florida State bird is a snowbird. That's pretty much true. So that's the only thing that I'm hoping a lot of the snowbirds are taking up the state parks and Corps of Engineer and resorts and leaving that dispersed camping where we can get to it. Saying your blanket hello, Timmy Ray. That's what we do. We just say blanket hello instead of tagging each individual person. It's just a lot easier to say hello to everybody. Can keep breathing. They say breathing's important. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yes, that's good. A good atmosphere for Becky, as long as that wind isn't blowing really bad. Sorry. I would think that the dust might, when the winds are bad, I would think the dust would bother her still, though. So those are days where you just spend the day inside. And another good reason is cheap rent at the long-term areas. Absolutely. You can't beat $180 for 7 months, which is what it sounds like, Roy and Becky is going to be going down there doing if they go down in September. So it's like from September 15th to April 15th. So it's 7 months for $180. You can't get rent like that anywhere else. Thank you, Ken and Carla. That's really great of you to remind everybody. I do appreciate if you guys would give me a thumbs up. Also, if you would share my channel to your friends, I would appreciate that as well. Working on the race car, getting ready for Friday night. There you go. You're quite the racing guy. My husband would have loved you. He was really into racing. It was never anything that was appealing to me. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I'm going to just be truthful to you. It's kind of like golf to me. But my husband was an absolute fan, and he had a friend back home who raced, and so Mike would go and be part of his pit crew, and he really enjoyed that time. So, one drawback to the desert is hantavirus. Oh, and I got that, and it was a long process to get healthy again. That's when I was younger too. Wow. I've heard of the hantavirus. I haven't heard of so many people getting that. It was more the valley fever that I always hear about. But I'm sure other people have had it as well. Yeah, it's one drawback. But I think they head down before the cold hits up north. Yes. We used to not get down there until like late November or December. A lot of times, the first couple of years, I didn't get there till January, just because, I was at home with family wanted to be here for holidays, and then I would leave here January 1st or 2nd and head to Quartzsite. So there you go. I'm sure he would probably do that, Timmy Ray. He loves that kind of stuff too. It is big in Arizona. It's very big. Yes. Sue, I'm sure Bob would love that, huh? But he likes driving those big semis. Can you race those, Timmy Ray? That would be something. Well, maybe if they didn't have a trailer on, that might be kind of fun to watch. um I think they're different, but I could be wrong. I haven't really researched it a lot to know the difference between one or the other. Um, I'll have to take a look. I'll have an answer for you next week. How's that? Of course, you'll probably look and find out before then, too. So, anyway, it's worth something interesting to research, to know about. But I think being out there this last year really affected my dogs, too, because they love to dig in the dirt. And both of them now do a lot of coughing. So I think it affected them as well. So anyway, have you seen them? I've never really seen any, but I don't do a lot of watching the races or watching golf. Poor Don. Football and golf. How awful is that? See, Valley fever is different, and it comes from something in the dust. That's what I heard, and yeah. And it does affect dogs. That's kind of what I thought. Late models. That's what my husband's friend used to do, late models. Absolutely. Wished I had a picture handy to show you, but yeah. And that was back in Missouri on the dirt tracks. He loved it. Yes, exactly. And that's what happened to Don from Code 4 for Life, which I don't. They're not on here now, but he got it while he was there this last winter with us, and they weren't even there that long. But the dust was really affecting him, and so they left and moved on. And so anyway, he was there long enough to get valley fever, and the doctor had to treat him for it. You saw them in England? Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Oh, well, let's not get that. Infected mouse urine and feces. Wow. From rats and mice. And they just drag it all over everywhere. So, if you happen to touch a spot that they may have touched, then you've contaminated yourself without even realizing it, more than likely. Very sad to think about. All right, guys. It's 8:34. I need to go fix me something to eat. I haven't had dinner yet this evening. I usually try to wait to eat so I don't start yawning, and I did it anyway tonight. So sorry about that. Really, truly am. 16 years old on an over-track dirt track. A race in a dirt track. Late model race cars, yes. We're catching up the second week in November. All right, Roy and Becky, thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate you guys. On this late, used to earlier time zones. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When I'm here at home, 8:30 is getting really close to bedtime for me. Everybody's saying goodbye now. Goodbye. You're welcome, Kate. All right, everybody. Have a good dinner. I'll see you later. Send me an email. Let's get together when you get here to Florida. I really would love to meet you guys sooner rather than later. Oh, thank you, Tina. I hope you feel better soon. All right, guys. It's been a great chat. Good night, everyone. Be kind to each other.